Upon us, Suns fan here. I just ate an entire large pizza and I'm struggling. Cinderen's next to me.
Oh, sure, it's all good.
My God.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Geez. It's going to be a rough one, I think. These lineups, Cinderen, we have... I agree with Tsunami. We've kind of talked about this before, but the TA in general, I have felt extremely underwhelmed by in this patch. But there actually is no but. That's all I had to say about TA.
Okay.
What do you think of these lineups? This game, of course, for those that are just joining us, very important for Gaming Gladiators in particular because they want to try to get to this top 4 seeding for the final portion of this tournament, whereas Aster has already been eliminated. And are just using this as practice for the Bali Major.
I think the TA matchup against Lycan is going to be interesting to watch because, oh my God, 4 runes.
Okay.
For Gaming Gladiators, this is a true rarity. Wow. And they're radiant. Oh boy. Looks like the Dire team will have some catching up to do. I'm sure they'll be ahead in 6 minutes. But anyway. Yeah, so the TA against Lycan matchup, I think TA does very, very well in this lane. And then later down the line, Lycan has a ton of random damage instances from Wolves, from a Helm of the Overlord, from himself. That could prove to be tricky. TA can definitely get overrun by this hero, and you're willing to take the trade-off of not really pressuring her very much in lane in order to accomplish that. However, Lycan doesn't pair particularly well with Void. You can't help Void at all in the Chronosphere. So you're kind of going to need to play this like 2-pronged attack where Lycan runs in the backline and kills the supports. And then you want a Chrono together with the Queen of Pain to find the kills. But yeah, maybe curious to see how this laning, or rather how this draft forms for Gaming Gladiators.
I mean, it's almost like having a Brood, right? I mean, all the other heroes do synergize with Chrono on some level.
Yeah.
Static Storm on top, Sonic Wave, grab Ally, of course, to save your Void from his own Chronosphere. But yeah, if it was a Brood, it's similar playstyle, I feel like, right? To
an extent, yeah. I would still say Brood is definitely the more fearsome hero for a reason. Lycan is slower. He doesn't exert the same amount of pressure in the lane, and he doesn't exert it constantly either. That's something that's so strong about Brood is, in comparison to Lycan, when Shapeshift is down, you have downtime.
Yep.
Brood is just always annoying. The whole game, you have to sort it out. Mid lane, Quinn got this Quap versus Storm matchup.
Yeah.
So Male is really giving it to him here in the start.
Yeah, this is a pretty sizable lead already.
On the Storm, very nice start. This is supposed to be a Quap favorite matchup as far as I'm concerned, and it might get better, of course, now that Queen has 2 points in Shadow Strike.
Yeah, you would think so.
But Sumail played 2 very good first waves, and the third one not too shabby either. Now the real challenge begins. The harassment from Quap will be constant. And that whenever you want to try to get CS with your Remnant, you are exposing yourself to that Shadow Strike.
Oh, Ace getting really low in the top lane.
We'll be okay.
But the kinetic field actually holding in Siamese Cat, and Tofu might be able to finish him off, and he does so. Very nicely done. That's first blood for Tofu, despite Ace almost going down. They end up netting themselves some nice gold together. And with that, I mean, with those bounties, it was already almost a 1K lead, but Aster, you can see, it's actually very even now because of the CS discrepancy in the mid lane.
And that is with the first blood going Gaiman's way as well. So I'm actually surprised to see this graph being dead even with those things in mind.
Yeah, it is odd.
That first blood and 4 bounty runes can just be offset from some early leaning here, but I guess the amount of gold being spent on consumables is the big difference maker. Of course, that is one of the things about a hero like Undying. He will.
Oh, Ace, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you talked about, Quinn is back in the mid lane, and it's effectively even now. But this is where Sumail does have to be a bit careful. Before he hits level 6, this is the time where he could theoretically die, I think. But still, very respectable amount of HP for him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And, I mean, did you give your take on TA?
Not quite. Yeah, I mean, I said in the last game, I'm not the hugest fan of the hero in general right now. There's a couple of things. Tofu's dead. He's making a good case for it for now, though. But Ace is level 2 against level 4 TA right now. Yeah, that hero is insane. Celery.
Oh, gets distracted.
Next level. Yeah, so TA definitely has some pitfalls, right? Its laning stage is very bad against certain heroes, but that is not an issue in this game. Obviously, they picked it into very good matchups, so feeling good about that. It's mainly about whether the enemy team has a lineup that can truly just overwhelm your refraction and just take you down in fights, because TA is deceptively fragile, actually, despite having refraction. There are some lineups that just run her over. And compared to other carries, also a little less on the mobile side. You have to buy dagger, whereas a hero like Void just has a jump. We've seen plenty of popular carries with some sort of gap close or inherent mobility, like Bloodseeker is just going to be fast, Morphling has waveform, a lot of these other carries that are higher up the list, but definitely have seen some good performances, especially the carry TA. I think the carry TA has looked better than the mid TA, so we saw Pakaz the other day doing great as a carry. Monet.
Oh, we have some TPs. Glimpse onto Monet. He pops the refraction. Blood Grenade is there to instantly get rid of it. Baboka providing a good amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough to save Monet. So nice kill from Gaming Gladiators. They do eventually find Tofu.
They know there's a ward there now, that low ground Fate Bolt.
And Sumail walked all the way from mid lane here, by the way, because he was getting so harassed out by Quinn. And he's still halfway to 6 here as Celery. And if they can give this to Sumail, that would be a nice pickup for him. And they will do so.
Yep.
So that makes up for him having to walk all the way. I mean, not quite. I think Quinn's still going to be out-leveling him here. But yeah, I think this is a smart play. Sumail jungling until he hits level 6. And then Quinn's going to have a hard time actually getting that kill.
Yeah, and Storm does have some solid matchups in this game. The hero is one of the better mids against Faceless Void, despite that Gaming Gladiators did pick Void into the Storm. Because obviously he has a very long-range zip and can catch the Void even when he repositions with Time Walk. You have single target burst damage that is rivaled by almost no hero if you're very farmed, and Void can struggle with even getting his Time Walk off to begin with if you get that burst off. You naturally want to buy items that Void doesn't want to face, such as Orchid and Hex. And yeah, I don't think Storm has been counterpicked particularly well by Gaming Gladiators, despite it being a first phase pick, right? They don't have the best tools. They have Static Storm. That's kind of it, right? So, really curious to see if this Lycan is going to pay off, or if it's going to be something they regret if Storm gets off to a truly snowbally game.
Well, we have seen it before from Sumail.
Yep. It's been banned a lot against Aster this tournament as well, by the way, the Storm. Even first phase banned by some teams to prevent him from popping off on this hero. He will not have the gas station this game. Aster themselves banned the Pugna in the first phase.
Yeah.
Which might have been part of the reason Game Gladiators let it through. The Storm, that is. I feel like it's not worthy of a ban without the Pugna.
Yeah, they've definitely been abusing that. I mean, what are the other mana batteries in the game other than Caudle?
IO, to an extent.
Yeah, we haven't seen IO at all lately, actually.
It's very
I don't remember
refreshing.
what was well, TI's coming around. So.
Don't worry. We're going to have IO is going to come back, and Shaker, and Enigma. I guess maybe not Shaker. Shaker's actually not been a constant. IO just... Don't worry. It'll be...
I feel like Morphling, Naga have been constants at TI as well.
I'm trying to think of what the heroes that feel like are always there.
Sumail, he's going to get the jump onto Quinn, but you can see some members of Gaiman are on their way to try to assist. Sumail still has the zip. He's going in really deep. He's just going to die. Goodness gracious, me oh my. Sumail dies to Tofu. Quinn gets out as Tofu getting gone on now, but has the kinetic field.
And Quinn TP'd bottom with the invis.
Yeah, Duracho getting a bit low, but...
Not the most impactful TP. They couldn't kill the Timber, and I don't think Duracho actually truly needed saving there against XXS, who has taken a very early tower and is obviously off to a great start on the Timber. This is... Funnily enough, this would have in the past obviously been a lot harder for Timber, but since he's become universal, he fares a lot better against Undying, because despite getting decayed a lot, you still CS pretty well. And he will use that to get a fast Vanguard, and that Vanguard will be used to get the fast tower. So, pretty standard stuff.
Midas up for Dyrachyo, by the way, so it was about an 8.5-minute one. Not too shabby. I think Gaimin are, I would assume, pretty happy with the state of the game, despite the TA being top net worth at the moment.
I don't think they mind going for a little bit of a slower game here with their Midas Void. Although you could argue it doesn't necessarily overlap the best with Lycan.
No, they're not going to be able to catch him. Smoke ends up being popped by 2 different members of Aster, and Siamese Cat looks to be the one that will end up dropping as a result.
But yeah, maybe the mindset from Gaming Gladiators is we're going to play aggressively as 4, and Void is going to farm a lot. He's going to show up and help a little bit with a Chrono whenever it makes sense, but aside from that, we are making space for him. So that's why we're going to last pick an offlane Lycan who can play very aggressively and put a lot of pressure in the mid game. And then Void is going to be the payoff later. Do we have level 6 on Tofu here?
Yep, Static Storm is there though, so Sumail inside the kinetic field. Do they have enough damage with the Sonic Wave? The glimpse back, but he zips.
How the hell did he not die? Oh, Occult Bracelet.
Celery's dead though. He doesn't have an Occult Bracelet. Very unfortunate for him. He doesn't even have a neutral item, for God's sake. Oh. Yeah, this was super close though. I thought for sure they had him. This was a very nice Static Storm setup.
This looked like a just straight up kill here, but not quite enough.
And he did kind of push him out of the Static Storm, but I can't blame him because that looked like that was going to be the kill, as Dyrachyo is getting initiated on, but they're going to use the Chronos for the first time in the game just to get away. So that is a big spell down, although they don't really have the crazy combos.
Lots of pressure from XXS's Timber as well. Now top tower will have to be denied here for Gaming Gladiators. And yeah, as you talked about, a lot at stake in this game for Gaimin, and this might be one where, you know, the community at large was just feeling this was going to be a walkover and you would be 4-2, but Aster are definitely challenging them today. And the potential loss here for Gaming Gladiators could be the difference between advancing to the top 4 or not in the end.
Yep, glimpse really back on the Siamese Cat.
You will probably die to a Blink Scream, not even needed with the decay.
Yeah, and that's the other side. I mean, I don't think this is the case at all because Gaimin takes everybody seriously. But a lot of cases we've seen historically, at least, when you're up against a team that you quote-unquote should be beating, you end up letting up a bit. But I think the difference with this is Aster, they made it to top 8, so they're obviously very good. They've just been hitting like a slump all of a sudden. So I don't think that's really coming into play this game, or this series even.
And the thing about this kind of situation is that you would be surprised how much it matters to just get the ball rolling a little bit. Like, when you're losing and losing and losing and losing, when you get that relief of finally finding a win, and maybe a series win, all of a sudden that can start the snowball.
Stolen Tombstone.
Oh, get out.
They do get the kill on Baboka though, as XXS wants to go in very deep. They don't have Glimpse for quite a while, so no way to send them back to Sender. Return to Sender is what I meant to say. That would have been very witty, but instead, 2 supports die and I look like a moron.
Return to Sender becomes the Sendee. There goes the tower. 3rd tower of the game for Aster.
Yep.
And again, not to get ahead of ourselves, because obviously this game is not even remotely close to done, but it's refreshing to see Aster definitely improving here. Like, a couple of their...
They're being more active, too.
Yeah, so it's almost like... It's really fascinating about just player mentality in general when just this one win that they just got, it feels like they got a little bit more hungry for it, you know?
He wants this kill. Is he going to get it? Dyrachyo able to time walk away. Now Sumail will left with very little mana. He does have the Lotus Flower, trying to bait Dyrachyo in, but is it the other way around? It looks like that is the case, as Sumail will eventually be brought down. Can he get something out of it? No.
All right, Sumail is a little bit too hungry.
I've been there before, about 20 minutes ago, before I scarfed down that pizza.
Yeah. And would you say it is affecting your performance right now?
Definitely, yeah.
So relatable for Sumail as well then. Tofu.
Yeah, Mortimers, a lot of them will miss.
Here, probably.
Dyrachyo does have a Chrono. He is going to use it for the solo kill.
Solo kill with 3 of his allies.
Well, the enemy was solo.
Yeah, fair.
Just cut me some slack. I just ate a lot of pizza.
I understand. I definitely did not eat a lot myself, so.
I saw you eating on camera.
It was good.
You just really wanted to show off your eating
nothing.
skills.
Yeah. I have a lot of experience really putting it to good use in front of the camera.
Ace almost fell with the helm of the Overlord.
Yeah, helm of the Overlord will be completed. And I mean, so just to finish off my trail of thought from before for Aster, win or lose this game, they're at least showing more signs of life that I feel like we've seen for the last day or two. I think you can sense there's a bit more killer instinct, there's a bit more joy in their playstyle after that previous game win and finally getting a little bit of wind under their sails. And it's really great news for them despite, like, no matter how well it goes here on out, you are not continuing to the top 4. But it's a very good sign for Bali if you can get out of the slump now. So a lot of the times this kind of thing can happen at very inopportune moments, obviously, and this is one of them. But if they recover from it and come in with in better shape for the future tournament, that's obviously something that's going to be very rewarding for them. You could have just completely downward spiraled here and just
need a replay of that if you guys catch the or if you get the chance. That was amazing. He didn't Midas the creep. He did a melee time walk. Oh God, I love Dyrachyo.
Well, the camp spawned right after, so they Midas that one.
Let's see. Here we go. The best part is he just stood still.
No, wasn't this on purpose? That was on purpose.
Okay.
He wanted to Midas the next one.
Just let me laugh. I had a lot of pizza today. Really, 3 smoke
showing off your
by
lack of
Gaming Gladiators.
On TV.
It looked like a shorter time walk than
I think he just time walked for a little bit of heal after fighting that Wild Wing, and he wanted to save the Midas for the next creep.
I know what he did. Oh, the zip on in. Ace. He's going to be able to get his ult off. Static Storm Kinetic Field is there.
From his own teammate, though.
XXS. Yeah, nobody's actually walking into that as a result, and XXS is going to get dropped. So first death here for Aster.
I really thought Aster were going to pile on that. I think that was promising. They know there's no chrono. I think you could have definitely turned that into a fight with more resources. Could have run in with all your heroes, used your mech, but maybe they were hoping that Timber could bait the enemy team to chase him and then turn it around, but he wasn't tanky enough.
Look at Monet's farm, though. My God,
yeah, he
so
is
far
very,
ahead of everybody.
Very rich.
Right, really putting the TA to the test with a very low win rate.
Shift now. Gaimin need to be careful not to overextend here. And I think they might honestly just fully back off here.
Well, it's not often you see this many members of both teams on the tier 1 top. Dyrachyo, he wants to go in, has the Chronosphere. He gets it off onto 3, but what's the follow-up? Quinn does have Sonic Wave, reserving it for the very end. Still not that much damage done, and Dyrachyo is just going to get killed by the casual attacks from Monet. Quinn gets sent back. We'll get 1 kill. And we'll be able to blink.
Here comes Sumail.
Away. Big zip in from Sumail. Focusing on Tofu first, then Quinn next. 3 dead for Gaming Gladiators, and all they get is a Snapfire.
And this shitty t-shirt. This Roche is dead, by the way.
He is.
This is a little side note. Yeah,
Aster looking very good all of a sudden.
I really question Gaimin's choice here. You don't have Shapeshift, so one of your absolute strongest heroes in the Lycan will only offer a fraction of what he's capable of. And you still brute force that dive with the Chrono. And yeah, it is a nice 3-man Chrono, but like, as we've talked about, what's your follow-up in this Chrono? You don't have Static Storm, you have this one beautifully placed Sonic Wave. Could not have been any better, hit 3 heroes, but Dyrachyo dies here right before time walking. If they have any more follow-up in that Chrono, it's better. Or if Lycan is Shapeshift, he's going to be running at the backline, so Dyrachyo is safe. But Aster know what the conditions are, and they, I would say, get the maximum reward out of this. Killing 2 cores.
Yep, definite miscalculations from Gaming Gladiators.
God, it's nice to see some smiles from Aster. The camera shots the last couple of days have been pure despair. So
that's also production making sure that we only show that too, though. Right?
Yeah, it might just be media manipulation.
Sumail's been laughing a lot these last few days.
Aster has actually been really, really happy with their 0-5 scoreline, but we're only showing their sadness. They've been having a blast.
XXS wants to invade the triangle. He's gonna catch.
Oh, they're just gonna
a big stack here.
Oh boy, they're killing his. Oh,
yeah, that feels bad.
They killed his Overlord creep. They forced the mech. They steal the stack. Aster's back.
Monet though, He gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field. Still has the Aegis, though, as Sumail now zips on in, trying to take out Tofu, but the Glimmer Cape is going to keep him alive for now. Shapeshift from Ace, which is stolen.
Shapeshift from Pichu.
Yep, he looks like a very scary sorcerer named Rubik. Quinn, not able to really do that much damage, as I feel like Aster are just going to be able to walk away. Glimpse, though, onto XXS, able to Timber Chain out.
Yep.
And Baboka even will get out, so...
Shapeshift down
Scatter
again.
Blast, Bash with... Okay, they will find one kill. As Blink taken, that's a good steal.
Yeah. So that's another Shapeshift on cooldown. Don't know if Aster are going to put this to much use. They didn't end up expending their Aegis in that fight, but I don't think it would have been particularly useful to sacrifice the TA. I don't think she could have really fought much in her second life into that Lycan ult, but we'll see if Aster try to take any more initiative here or just chill with farming. I'm not really too concerned of them just necessarily playing it slowly, despite being against the Faceless Void with Midas. I think you can definitely handle this hero with your lineup. You have some good tools against the Void with the Storm, with the TA Burst.
Yeah, they find Tofu again.
Yeah,
this time they have vision. And Celery, ooh!
Close call.
Will TP out. But still Aegis, another 2.5 minutes. No rush for Aster, as they have, I don't. The weird thing I will say is the way that this game has been played, I feel like it should be a bigger than 4K lead.
For Aster?
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
I don't know, just the feeling I'm getting after eating that pizza is that so far the pizza has been incorrect in everything that it's told me, but...
Yeah.
Monet, he's getting stalked by Quinn.
Is this some sort of your version of hearing voices? Like this, the pizza speaks to me. Should I be concerned? Are you also smelling burnt toast right now?
No.
Okay.
Smelling diabetes in my future, though, so...
Oh, that's quite the psychic prediction. Which card did you draw?
The fat man.
The King of Spades.
All right, Tormentor for Aster.
Baboka will get Cookie upgrade.
Yep, that's a solid one.
Speaking of the King of Spades, here's the Ace of Spades. When did he add that to his name? I wonder. I feel like he didn't always have the spades symbol, but he's had it for quite a while. Might be a Gaming Gladiators thing. Did he have it in secret?
Couldn't tell you, Cinderin.
Oh, ask the pizza.
The pizza only existed for a few hours and is now dead. So they don't know either.
You're gonna say something like the pizza only answers specific question, and yours was not deemed valid.
Yeah, that too. Aster sitting on a 5K lead as it is continuing to trickle in their direction.
Oh, are they gonna see Cell? Oh, well. No. Now they might. Uh-oh.
They see him.
Spaghetti-O. Well, he's gonna know there's a ward now, because there's no other way they would find him there.
For Monet.
Oh, nice little snack. More damage on the Desolator. Up to 6.
Yep, Tier 2 tower should be next for them. Still 2 more Tier 2s existing, though.
Dude, that... I can't get over TA hitting from this. This just looks wrong. She has more range than a Tier 2 tower on TA.
That's right.
What is this?
Well, she needs all the buff she can get based on her win rate in this tournament. As Doraccio dies.
Sumail with the double damage.
Wow.
And a long jump.
That is very bad.
Little known fact about Sumail, very good at long jump. Actually, an Olympic contestant from Pakistan.
I don't know where to go with that one. So, Tier 2 tower, lots of minus armor between the little Shredder and Deso. Fortification is activated as they wait for their carry to respawn in 20 seconds. And I don't feel like they're at a level that they can even fight anyway.
All right, let me just, this is not okay, what I'm watching. This is not okay. And I don't care if TA, I don't care if the hero is not particularly strong right now or whatever, but that just looks wrong to me. Wouldn't you agree? She's not ranging a Tier 2 tower. It's bizarre.
The pizza doesn't seem to care, so I guess I had to follow suit.
I mean, that's very understandable, to be honest.
Oh, God, this is really spiraling.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Much like the pizza in my intestines.
So, yeah, Aster with a 7K lead. Wonder what they're going to get us their next item. Maybe they're going to buy pizza with their lead so they can throw it away as fast as possible.
Aster playing the role of spoiler, trying to ruin Gaming Gladiators' chance to get top 4.
Yeah,
I don't know
remember,
what the... Yeah?
who is it that always says this on panels, that the greatest joy for Dota players is other people's misery. So even when they're knocked out, they try their absolute hardest because they just want to see other people suffer more so than succeed themselves.
I think that's you.
No, it's not me.
Jenkins?
That might be Jenkins. Seems like a Jenkins kind of thing.
I feel like everybody has said that.
Maybe Tsunami.
Yeah, you could just name everybody.
Yeah, it was the pizza. 7K.
Yep, Dyrachyo.
When's Roche? Can't be long.
Working on the Mjolnir.
50 seconds. Do
you think they have to fight over this Roche? I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing they can fight right now.
My biggest problem with Gaming's Gladiators lineup right now is damage issues. Like, how do you kill in Chrono? You have one Sonic Wave. There's a little bit of Static Storm damage drizzling in, and then your Lycan can try to flank, but you really want it to be ahead in this moment in time. The enemy supports are getting too tanky. One has Glimmer, the other has Greaves. We're looking at about a 2K baseline health for both heroes, and I don't know. It's
so many wards, so many little things on this little, I said little a lot, on that cliff by the gate.
Yeah.
It's just a constant battle that we've been seeing over and over and over again. It does force fights, and Dyrachyo doing the smart thing of farming while this stalemate continues. Because nobody else from Aster is doing that at all. Because right now it's technically a 4v5. And Roche, it's going to be 2 full minutes. So Dyrachyo, I mean, he can just farm the full Mjolnir. And AC's getting pretty close for Ace.
Yeah, definitely a couple of good items coming up for Gaming Gladiators, but I still think the biggest challenge is getting access to the fight correctly. You want your Lycan to go and kill Rubik. You want your Lycan to go and kill Snapfire. So I think Ace needs to make slot for a Dust.
Oh, the zip on in. Sumail wants to go for Tofu. The Disruptor, definitely a problem. He gets off the Glimmer Cape, and he's too far away from any vision to be able to pursue any further. Celery, though, easily taken out.
Yeah.
But again, Roche not up anytime soon. So Aster, they get a kill on a support.
They can just put a trap in the pit as they have and then just keep farming. Like, they have control of the area, so they don't actually need to be this stressed about it. As long as they're somewhat in the vicinity. I like this a lot for Monet. Just gate to bottom, you know? Like, you have control. If Roche spawns, you can get up there fast. Just keep maximizing, build your lead, and take your time. His teammates will stick around there for quite a while. He's actually going to gate back here. I thought he was going to kill another wave, but he's left 2 traps behind. Maybe they're just going to clean up that wave. Looks like it. 1 and a 2.
Yep, there's the second right there.
All right, he only used the 1.
But the Howl also being put to good use. Be able to push these waves. He has his shard as well. Is that still the extra wolf that comes out on the creep wave?
Yeah. And wolves can cripple towers.
Yeah, true.
So only the ones spawned from that one, though.
Which is not these.
Oh. Wait, aren't they?
Is that a tier 2? Well, it spawns 1, doesn't it?
Are these both random lane wolves?
Oh.
They might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they were definitely crippling the tower. It is only his shard wolves that can do that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they get the tier 2 tower just by chilling. So Gaming Gladiators, I mean, when this stalemate started, Aster were up 7K. Now Gaming Gladiators able to farm a little bit more. Cut the lead a bit. Dyrachyo has Mjolnir now.
It's a big item for him to get because they need that little bit of extra damage to actually find kills in Chrono. In this game, Void is way more reliant on himself than we usually see in Void draft games, where he can rely a little bit more on teammates to finish the job. Like, maybe you would let's imagine Celery was playing Ench instead of Undying, right? I think the context of these Chronos would be so different because he would be able to...
They are really overthinking this. Aster could have killed Roche many times over.
Yeah, the mental game.
It really is. Look at these wolves, man. This is insane. Now they're finally committing to Roche. AC is online for Ace.
Half a tower, half a tier 4.
That is insane. They stayed in that same area for legitimately like 4 minutes.
They got Roche, though.
They did.
Doesn't matter, got Roche. Sumail. Oh, a Wisdom Rune.
Oh, Ancients.
Did he see it? He did.
Well, Dyrachyo gets his shards to have a little bit easier time initiating with the extra range and has the option to backtrack where he came from.
Sumail's close to level 18. That is pretty important here. Ramping up a little bit of extra damage for the initial jump. I say a little. It's actually quite a lot. Goes from 12 to 16 damage.
Yeah, he has the cheese as well. They opted to give the Aegis to Monet since he will be the ones hitting the buildings, and his life is way more valuable than Sumail's.
Okay, that's just straight toxic.
He has a 5k lead on the second person, which is Ace.
Yeah.
That's an entire item. As Quinn and company able to take out their Tormentor. And that's Tofu's shard now. Well, Daedalus online for Monet is he's going to go for the Hurricane Pike.
It's a really scary time to be a Gaming Gladiator support here because you can just get jumped by Storm plus T and you die instantly. There's just nothing you can do. The TA might even almost literally one-shot you with a melt crit. Gotta be on your toes. I'm assuming we're gonna see a Nullifier sometime in the near future for Monet. Currently eyeing up the Pike, but yeah, with the Nullifier, he would be able to guarantee killing off Disruptor, for example, to start the fight, which would be very good, or Undying. And, of course, I mean, not ruling out the possibility of just assassinating a core. Like, the damage is definitely there if they combine all their spells from the side of Aster. And Gaming Gladiators, do they have any good saves? They don't have Grab Ally.
Baboka showing himself. Dyrachyo does not want to go for him all alone. Instead, he's going to be the one to initiate. Amma gets off his BKB. Still has the Chrono available, but he's taking so much damage from Monet. Finally, Sonic Wave comes out, just barely clips Baboka. That's the only kill so far for Gaiman. Sumail completely out of mana, but still holding on to that cheese. And the Chronosphere still being held on to as well. There's the glimpse back into the Static Storm. Chrono onto three heroes. The Timbersaw is definitely dead. What more can they get? Monet, again, still with the Aegis. They're going to focus on Sumail first.
Oh, Dyrachyo died!
But Dyrachyo somehow dies there. Ace will have to try to TP out, but he's going to get Yules in the midst of the TP. Blast off connecting. That's not a blast off center. There's no techies in this game. The cookie connects onto two. And now Quinn silenced up, forced to try to right-click his way out of it, but it ain't happening.
Holy shit, that was such an that was a godly Chrono, and it still wasn't enough there. He gets all three heroes, and on top of that, Ace is on the edge of it, able to attack the people on the outside. He could not have placed that any better, and still, they only get the one kill in it, and he gets assassinated by the TA right after. Time Walk not available. You're going to see the replay of this here. This is a truly beautiful Chrono coming up in a second here, so slowly but steadily developing the fight. This glimpse into Static Storm is going to make Aster respond. This is just godly.
You can't have a better Chrono.
Ace is hitting the TA down to half health here before the Chrono ends. But now, Monet just turns it on with Sumail. They literally just kill him in a... They killed him in a Vortex.
Yeah, one Vortex, he was at full HP.
Yep. And this cookie is nice. Great blast off here by Baboka.
Yep, that was really good. Blast off.
He blasted off all right. And they just keep...
These fights are so weird. It's just like the game from game number 2. You think one team is ahead and the other one just brings it right back. That fight looks so good for Gaiman, but just not quite enough damage to get more than one kill in the Chrono. If they get just one of those cores, I think this turns heavily in their favor.
Oh yeah. Even if it's just the TA Aegis, at the very least Dyrachyo will live. He'll have time to reset out and reconsider the fight, but damn. It's a scary TA. As you mentioned, the hero has not been doing too well, and we're seeing why.
Yep, terrible.
Only 25,000 net worth, not good enough.
I mean, they didn't buy blood grenades, obviously. That's the problem. Where are those Gossamer capes at, son?
Oh yeah, true. Do they actually... I mean, Gaming Gladiators are actually missing a bit of stuff here. So they have no Gossamer Cape, and they don't have Undying Shard. And it's your I know it's your favorite thing to talk about. It's a bit of a meme at this point. But honestly, it's really important this game. It's your guaranteed save that you have against the Storm jumping one of your cores. It can protect you from TA. TA sucks at killing Tombstone. So it's a really, really good save against this hero.
They thought they would get it from Tormentor.
Maybe. Quinn.
Oh, Sumail. Focusing Tofu. That's the hero they want to kill first. Disruptor, always annoying.
Quinn needs to get the hell out of
Game in. Get out of dodge. Blast off there from Baboka on the creeps.
Yes.
Just gonna roll with it.
And now that Dyrachyo is going Skadi on his Void, he's gonna be tankier against these jumps, but again, leaves a bit to be desired in terms of damage. You're gonna find these Chronos, but it's not always gonna be as good as the last one you just had. I mean, look at these numbers. Just honestly a little bit pitiful across the board, right? How is Quinn almost the same as his next 3 teammates combined in this game on Queen? They've definitely been struggling to deliver.
It's not that surprising, though.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, Void doesn't really do that much hero damage early, and Lycan is...
Last pick Lycan. You would like to see higher numbers than that, I'm sure. This was the overall 10th pick of the draft. I feel like Ace plays a mean Lycan. He is really good at this hero.
Let's look at the building damage, then. Ace is probably way up there.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, come on. That's definitely... His Wolves almost soloed a tier 3 tower. 506, that's incorrect.
That's not Lycan, that's not Lycan, though. That's
come on, man.
That's Lycan's friend. It's like taking credit for your...
All right, put up building damage of summons.
Yeah, that's right. He's lost 32 wolves.
But look at... Oh my god, look at that picture of the wolves. That's so sad. One is howling in despair as his brother's corpse is just rotting right next to him. Layerth, what is this? Oh my god. Poor thing.
Yeah, well, if you don't like it, don't buy Shard.
Don't use your skill then, I guess. Don't level summon wolves.
That's right. It's like the good old Lone Druid right-clicker build with no bear.
I actually like that.
Yeah, it's very bad.
It was cool.
It is probably the single worst thing you can do in Dota now where you're still leveling up.
Well, yeah, but it was good before.
No.
For a very short time.
Everyone was just bad.
Yeah, maybe.
If you could play Lone Druid without the bear and win games, it was not.
No, there was a patch where it was okay though.
There was a
very short period.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you were playing your hero as the main part, of course, but you still leveled your bear.
Eventually.
There has not been a time in Pro Dota 2 where people didn't level.
No, not level. Yeah. But you don't put items on them. There was a time.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely.
Wolves continue.
I think Lone Druid had some stupidly good talents. I think that's why. I'm trying to remember what they were.
It was before talents.
Was it actually?
I think so.
When would
this
he
feels
ever have
quite
been,
old school.
When would he ever have been good enough to put stuff on his hero without talents?
They changed something with his stats. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, smoke up by Gaming Gladiators.
Yep.
10K deficit for them.
For the Roche standoff.
It's a long spawn again.
Yep.
So we're going to have a long standoff again.
Got 2 fun minutes ahead of us. People will stare, and then they will stare some more.
Dyrachyo
looking for info here.
He is. Shivas is going to spot him. Gets off his time dilation. We'll take a right click from Monet.
Okay.
Next success. Okay, getting blocked in by the creeps. Will kill both wolves.
Very inconsequential hex from Quinn here.
You can hear the death howl. Oh, nice telekinesis onto the Void. Do they have enough damage? The Sonic Wave is going to buy him a little bit of time. Pasta BKB. Time Walk gets all his HP back. And there's the Chronosphere. They're being able to take out the Timbersaw on the outskirts of it. But now the focus is on Monet. But the stolen Chronosphere with the actual follow-up from Baboka. But it's not nearly enough. 2 dead already for Aster. They have the buyback now. As Sumail finally can try to focus on the Disruptor. He's really had a hard-on for Tofu all game long. He's going to buy back in the game. There's 3 buybacks now from Aster's side. Dyrachyo gonna kite a bit with that shard of his. Time Walk, there's the sheep. This will be a dieback if they're able to get it. Half HP on Monet, but Dyrachyo, he gains a lot of his HP back. He's just bouncing all over the place. And Quinn, he's the one in trouble now, but Sumail is out of mana, and finally the Timber Chain comes in and chops Quinn's head off. And I think with that, Gaming Gladiators might try to back. But knowing Dyrachyo Duracho. You never know if that's actually true. He time walks in, gets controlled, silenced, stunned, destroyed. Right on cue. Now they're going to turn their sights to Ace. Triple kill for XXS. Gaming Gladiators just went in. I mean, if they knew the timers, oh man, what a difference it would make.
That was such an insanely good fight from Duracho until the last 10 seconds of it. Like, this is, I was talking about this last game about him as a player not being afraid of going in first as the carry and really leading the charge there. He tanked insane amounts of damage in this fight without dying. So he tanks the first volley, he gets a low HP BKB off and resets. You're going to see it here. So this is the start of the fight. He's tanking like 90% of his health.
Jeez.
Time walks off the 40, comes back in, good chrono on 2. It gets stolen, but...
Sumail walks into it.
Yeah, Sumail walks into it, and the return chrono here is actually touching Monet as well, I think. So he's literally just sitting in chrono here, so doesn't really get to play. That's unfortunate. But Duracho, this isn't the only time in this fight he's going to tank a crap ton of damage. So now he's healed up to full, and he's going to go in again, and he's going to be focused again a little bit later in this one. And time walk it off again, and everything here... Gaming Gladiators effectively pulled the game back to 0 with this one fight, but... stick around, made the wrong judgment call toward the end here and stuck around, and this one they get punished for. Sumail finds Duracho here, and this time they can kill him off. Wait, never mind, that's the next one. This was the good one, again.
Yeah.
Sorry, got ahead of myself. It's Quinn that runs out of blinks.
And Duracho.
And now he stands and farms the wave a little bit. Gets away.
But
They should be out here.
They should be out here.
They actually should be out, but they do make the play call to go in again.
Guys, I have chrono. Number 2.
Yeah, well.
That would have been...
And this one, this is just, yeah. That was not the play.
Very long, drawn-out fight, which eventually leads to Aster, who had to wait around a bit, but they do go for Roche. They get the Aegis. They get the cheese.
Damn, XXS is big.
Oh, that's a Lotus Pool, Quinn.
Ooh, flowers.
Delicious flowers for you.
6 of them.
Take it. My God, these pros don't give a crap about
We
that.
love the I mean, surely it's better than your bottle.
Well, it does, like, if somebody's looking in the air, they can hear it, right? So that's
maybe that's the change we need. Maybe just make it silent when people pick up
Radiant
lotuses.
structures are fortified.
That's true.
And he's just, instead of risking it, he just leaves it there. That's a greater healing Lotus available. Oh, Sumail, yeah, the best hero in the game to get this on. Like, wow. I guess an enemy hero hasn't been here all game. Little does he know.
Yoink.
That is, I mean, is there a better hero in the game with this?
Medusa.
Is that better? I guess.
I think so. But yeah, Storm is definitely up there.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
doubt about it. All right.
Well, what do you think about
it's
Aegis
gating
and
time.
Cheese being separated from Sumail completely? Oh, there's a refresher shard. That was the third Roche.
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, I guess they have the cheese on Timber because they want him to frontline, just go in and gather information and then be able to...
They really want grab ally. Celery's like, please, I need to grab my ally.
Like, please don't kill me.
Celery grab ally activated.
All right.
It's such a weird thing that's in the game now that some teams just gamble
Yeah.
for that shard.
Actually true.
Because, like, the other one, I'm not saying it's completely useless, but the Disruptor one you would never buy, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much ever.
Pretty much.
And it's a 50-50 between something that's extremely strong and not. And if you don't get it, sometimes you... Some of these players have been buying it, but Celery not opting to do that this game, but he gets the 50-50 this time.
That's very true. Maybe it wasn't a 50-50. Do they just... Yeah, they have every shard, so it had to be him. That's a good way of circumventing it. Just buy the other 4. Then
Yeah,
you know Undying
I
gets
guess
his,
so.
You know?
Shards are good.
This is a hard team to high ground into for Aster.
I feel like every lineup is hard to go high ground against these days. Which is why we have been... I mean, at first we were seeing second Roche is when you try to go high ground. Now it's third Roche, it feels like. Games have been going deeper and deeper. Although we haven't had that many... What's that?
It's difficult to high ground because if you fail anything, there's going to be Glimpse. You can get Chronoed. There's Dilate. Lycan can really punish overextensions as well. So understandably so, Aster being very careful about this, and I think it's going to be tough for them to actually go and even hit anything. It's a pretty slow Satanic here from Dyrachyo in this game.
Yeah, and he's opting for, I mean, these are obviously great items, but I feel like they're still kind of lacking damage in the Chrono.
Yep.
I think like just one DPS item on top of Mjolnir, that could make the difference in the Chrono. It's like a Daedalus. Or...
I mean, Refresher is also a lot of damage in the Chrono, technically.
True. Oh
Quinn.
boy. Quinn regretting not having that Lotus Flower now. Pops the Shivas, gets the sheep off, but the Mortimers burns Quinn to the ground.
He went to smell the roses, but they had already been plucked. And now they get Quinn. Oh, look at that.
Happy boy.
Let's go. I don't know about you. I like seeing happy players. I'm sure you love seeing Misery.
Misery was a great player for Digital Chaos, actually.
That's true. You loved seeing him. Technically correct?
Technically correct. 60 seconds with no Quinn. No way to get back in this game.
Yeah, they don't know he doesn't have buyback. If that was obvious to them, I think they would be forcing this, and they might do it anyway. They might just try to poke and see.
Yeah, they have to poke with the Age. Oh, 5 seconds on the Aegis. Never mind. Wow, they really did not do much with this, did they? What the hell?
But they can put XXS in front. He has cheese. If they can just keep him alive, they can't kill him without Quap. So this is a nice play call, obviously.
Time dilation to be annoying.
Lotus it off. And TA,
Tower's dead.
This really makes a really big difference for TA's prowess, actually, that she's able to hit from here. Because this used to be the hero's biggest weakness, is limitations in situations like this.
Oh my god! What? Aether Lens with Time Walk?
Laughing.
What? That looked... There's... that looked wrong. What the hell?
Can we get a replay of that? It looked like the jump 1500 range.
What the hell?
I mean, his time walk range is 1025 as far as I can tell here. Plus 250, actually. Oh, he did it and...
Oh, he did
it and blinked. And
okay.
Then, okay. I was like, what the hell's happening? Limit testing here. Pichu having
I guess
fun.
you don't really see Blink Dagger too often on Faceless Void.
Yeah, so his time walk range is 800 plus 250, so that's 1050 plus Aetherlin, so 1275, and then he can dagger for another 1200. So he has an initiation range that's about as long as a max range arrow.
That's pretty sick. That's really cool. Sumail's going to get the shard, so
yep.
He's going to have the overload.
More damage burst with the TA, never going to hurt. I mean, if Aster find a pick on anyone, they just evaporate.
Yep.
I feel like even Dyrachyo could technically die.
Fast trying to initiate in. Sumail goes in really deep. He's going to zip onto the other side as the focus is on Ace, but he turns into the Wolf. As Baboka going to use the Yules as Dyrachyo trying to find a good Chrono here, but can only get a right click onto one hero as Sumail looking for an opening still, but not really finding anything. And now XXS is all alone and surrounded. Sonic Wave is there, but the cheese keeps him alive despite him being inside this Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. Pops the Shivas for the second time this fight. Sumail goes in really deep, but there is the Chrono. Sumail is dead, the stolen Chrono, but there's not going to be any follow-up. They've lost two very valuable heroes who both buy back in the game. Sumail now with full HP, full mana. Dyrachyo, triple kill. Very disgusting. I mean, he was really patient with that Chronosphere.
Yeah, took full advantage of the Lycan Wolf Bite there as well, just running around the fight so he has Time Walk ready at any given moment, and that means it's way harder for Aster to find a moment of opportunity, of weakness, to really strike him. And again, Dyrachyo just really... The amount of space he's creating in these fights as carry is remarkable, right? He's really just dictating everything here, running at heroes, soaking up damage. And I think Aster, as much as I said that might be able to kill the Void with a burst, I think it's going to come from all three cores combining, and they just can't manage to find the opportunity. So maybe you have to let Void be a little bit and focus the other heroes and tank that Chrono. Instead of being scared of it all the time and then ultimately getting 3-man Chrono, maybe it's better to just get the fight started, you know? Like, jump on someone else, try to take them out, and play the fight from there. Because ultimately what ended up happening was that Dyrachyo just forced cooldown after cooldown, bullied away one hero after the next, and then eventually found the moment that he was looking for.
Yep.
And that is the entirety of Aster's lead gone with those buybacks out of the picture. And he could buy a full refresher now on Dyrachyo. Has the mana pool for it easily with that Scotty. He can swap out the Midas.
Yeah. Tofu has Ags now.
Oh boy.
Now, he has been the one getting initiated on in most fights from Sumail. He's been targeting him hardcore.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a positional battle for him.
Yeah.
Slightly surprised he didn't. I mean, you can only have so much money. But I was thinking, because you can see the zip coming from a decent margin to get like a blink dagger or something.
It does feel like an oversight that Monet doesn't have Nullifier, doesn't it? Like, I'm not sure how exactly you organize that with your inventory. I think at this point you just swap out your treads for it. Sumail? That's not Sumail, that's Quinn. Unlucky.
Baboka!
Yeah. Because if you swap out your treads for Nullifier now, you can jump and burst the Disruptor, right? Like, the problem they're having is that they... Okay.
Oh, Quinn! That's the real Quinn, Cinder, and he's going to have to buy back instantly, along with the Snapfire.
All right.
Sumail pretty low on mana, though, and Tofu on the outskirts. Zorda used his Static Storm, though. Glimpse onto XXS, stuck inside the kinetic field, but the Timber Chain to safety. There's a Chronosphere onto 2, but Monet's still doing a lot of damage from the outskirts. They're able to take out the Rubik. XXS is next. He's extremely low, will finally go down. And now Baboka, who just bought back in the game, is also going to get killed. So a dieback for him.
That's 2.
2 diebacks.
Timber is out for a long time. This could just be the finishing push. There's no BKB on TA. And it's a nice snipe. They get there on the Queen of Pain, but again, Dyrachyo, nice chrono, catching the Rubik, immediately identifying that he got him as a secondary target and goes and kills him right away. Look at that damage done. We're talking about issues with damage, maybe just not the case at all.
Yep, maybe not.
He seems to be killing people left, right, and center at this point. This will be a Roche for the Gaming Gladiators.
And that's Aghanim Scepter.
I think they could have possibly just won the game here, but maybe not fully aware of the buyback status. Rapier on Monet.
Okay, I mean, they don't have anything on the line, so why not?
Yeah.
Divine is fun.
It might be the best purchase at this point. It was that or Nullifier. You need to be able to kill people in the stuns. It's just not good enough
Aegis
that they
on
get to
Quinn
reset.
because he bought back. So,
yeah.
Oh, the zip. Does actually Dyrachyo does not have buyback. He does have chi. Okay, he just got buyback. Thank you. That was the pizza talking again.
Here we go. Good luck,
the high
Aster.
ground they attempt.
3v5.
Time dilation on Monet. Yeah, they still got plenty of time to do massive damage to these buildings. I don't think they'll have enough time to do like a throne play. And the zip in from Sumail. The A, okay, has the Aghanim Scepter. The Chronosphere completely misses. That's not what you want to see if you're a Gaming Gladiators fan. But the Rubik, well, gets off the Glimmer. Actually, time walks back into the fountain and then back again. And he's going to die as a result. And there's the Static Storm on top of Sumail. And he's going to get attacked into the grave. 120 seconds of no Storm Spirit. And that means the buildings will fall in Gaming Gladiators' favor. And Monet, stuck in the fountain with his Divine Rapier, is walking out now. Dyrachyo, I mean, you still do have to be careful. And Quinn's going to jump in with the Shiva, still has that Aegis to work with. They're all stuck in the kinetic field, essentially. Now they're targeting onto Monet, but he's able to blink into the fountain. XXS, who just spawned, now getting targeted. Monet back with the glimpse into the kinetic field. Rapier will fall. And Dyrachyo is the one to claim that one. And that is it. GG's called. Gaming Gladiators win a